Coming up on Fulton Today, commissioners iron out the details of the 2014 county budget. Find out how your tax dollars will be spent. And the county jail exceeds state health code requirements. We'll take a look. Fulton Today is next.
From the Government Center in downtown Atlanta, you're watching Fulton Today with Shania Chavis.
Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis. After hearing from dozens and dozens of county residents and after crunching the numbers, the Fulton County Board of Commissioners come to a decision on the 2014 budget. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega has our story.
And I'm here to ask that you restore the budget to the 2013 levels, please.
Before the board discussed the 2014 budget at its January recess meeting, it had already heard from a number of people who made pleas for funding for certain services.
The nonprofit community looks to Fulton County as a primary source of funding. So please fund us in the Fulton County Human Services Department.
Most who approached the board said they understood the current budget challenges, but requested special consideration for programs they deemed vital.
So in this time of declining tax revenues, I urge you, invest in them, and remember, it's just not smart to cut the arts.
On behalf of my fellow health profession students and the more than 350,000 people, not patients, but people in our community that receive care from Grady each year, I urge you, the Fulton County Commission, to do what is right and restore full funding to Grady Memorial Hospital. Thank you.
Finance officials reviewed a number of budget scenarios for the board to consider, scenarios that restored 2013 budget levels and scenarios that did not. Commissioners all agreed that another discussion was warranted to iron out the details before any final budget could be adopted. So the board recessed until it could have another special meeting to come up with a final budget. Following the debate, here is some of what was approved. A $45 million budget for Grady Hospital and $16.2 million in debt services. The justice system restored to 2013 levels, no cuts to the jail, enhancements for the Registration and Elections Department, senior services restored with minimum modifications to hours and fees, and Fulton increased its millage rate for the general fund.
And that motion to approve passes. 5 yeas, 1 nay, 0 abstentions.
I want to thank all the commissioners for your involvement, your engagement, your advocacy, your give and take. I think we have a good budget for this year.
Shania, Fulton commissioners also allocated funding for capital improvements to the Government Center and an across-the-board cost of living increase for their employees. It was the first increase in over 7 years. In the News Center, I'm Priscilla Ortega for FGTV.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. Now, thanks to the 2014 budget, hundreds of nonprofit organizations specializing in human services will be able to receive grants. Applications are now being accepted for fresh and human service grants. Organizations that offer services for older Americans, children and youth, people with HIV, disabilities, and the homeless are eligible.
Understanding that the government never could totally meet all of the needs of its citizenry, the Fresh and Human Services grants acts as a bridge between Fulton County government and those citizens most in need of the types of services that aren't traditionally provided directly by government.
Last year, $5.4 million were distributed to more than 100 programs.
Interested applicants should know that the Fresh Grant and Human Services grant funds are not for startup programs and services, but rather for those Fulton County community-based nonprofit organizations that are 501c3 recognized by the IRS, certified by the Georgia Secretary of State to operate as such, and more importantly, that have a proven track record of providing quality, evidence-based programs and services to one of those target populations that I mentioned earlier.
Applications are available online and must be completed by 3 p.m. February 21st, no exceptions. If you need more information, call 404-613-7944. Good news to report about the Fulton County Jail. State health inspectors give perfect scores for two major areas at the Rice Street facility. FGTV's Jolene Butts-Freeman has our report.
After examining every area of the jail kitchen and officers' dining area, state health inspectors handed down a perfect score of 100 for both areas. The inspections are held once a year but are unannounced. Assistant Chief Jailer Lieutenant Colonel Reginald Turner says the kitchen areas for both inmates and staff are thoroughly cleaned 3 times a day.
The reason the scores with the inspection are so important is that we go above and beyond what's expected of industry standards.
Sergeant Tina Corin Nalapoon oversees the massive operation.
Breakfast starts at 3 in the morning, the lunch starts at 9, and the dinner starts at 5.
In 2013, the food service unit prepared more than 2 million hot meals and over 70,000 cold sandwiches to inmates. On a daily basis, Nalampoon says that's about thousands of meals 3 times a day, including dessert and gallons of lemonade.
Each day we give them some lemonade for the lunch and the water, ice water for the dinner.
The kitchen staff positions are contracted out. However, about 20 inmates assist in helping in the kitchen. Some are members of the inmates' culinary program. They learn the basics of food preparation, safety guidelines, and meal planning, and earn certification to work in a kitchen once they have served their time. It's an enormous operation with gleaming stainless steel appliances and huge storage rooms, one that the Sheriff's Office works hard to maintain.
We're very proud of our achievement of receiving a 100 score in the staff dining room as well as the inmate housing dining room. We've been working very hard to assure that we reach this goal, and we've reached not just once but twice in both areas.
And they intend to reach the goal again the next time health inspectors make their unannounced visit to the Fulton County Jail. For FGTV, I'm Jolene Butts-Freeman.
Thank you very much. Meanwhile, volunteers prepare to take to the streets for the 2014 Metro Atlanta homeless census count. The Veterans Administration is sponsoring the homeless count in Atlanta, Fulton, and DeKalb counties. The count is a big part of understanding homelessness, particularly among veterans. Volunteers check sidewalks, parks, underpasses, transitional housing, and emergency shelters. The count is needed in order to receive millions of federal dollars for homeless services.
It's important in that it allows for HUD as well as our local continuum to understand the homeless needs. First of all, the number of homeless people that we have on the street, and then the needs that are represented by those people who we find on the street.
Last year, 6,664 homeless people were counted in the tri-jurisdictional area. 5,571 were in the city of Atlanta, 705 in DeKalb, and 388 in Fulton County. And still to come, elementary students learn the importance of making good decisions. Details on a very special graduation in our district-by-district coverage next.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Fulton officials strategize on the future of the county superior court system, and Fulton police promote some great graduates. Fulton County Chairman John Eves meets with both the incoming and outgoing Superior Court Chief Judges to talk strategy for 2014. Judge Gail Tucson and Judge Cynthia Wright met one-on-one with the District 1 at-large commissioner about a host of court system issues. Judge Gail Tucson was recently named as the new lead judicial administrative officer for the Atlanta Judicial Circuit. Judge Wright announced at the end of 2013 that she was stepping down from the post and the bench this year to retire. Chairman Eves wanted to speak with the judges about their plans and concerns firsthand.
Well, I'm excited about Judge Gail Tucson's tenure beginning in February as Chief Judge of the Superior Court. I think she's going to give great leadership. She's going to place a lot of emphasis on how we can deal with our mental health population. There are a sizable number of people who go through our court system and also occupy our jail. And I think if we can effectively deal with the mental health population, we will in effect reduce the jail population and reduce recidivism and hopefully have an impact positively on crime in our communities.
Judge Tucson officially begins her new role as Chief Judge this week. District 5 Commissioner Emma I. Darnell remembers the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. with an official resolution. The Vice Chair spoke about Dr. King's work during the first board recess meeting of the year.
Each year, of course, the Board of Commissioners joins with the nation and the world in celebrating the life and work of a person who happened to have been born in Atlanta, but who gave his life for others.
The commissioner was joined by Darnell's senior facility participants who also remembered the civil rights icon with a day of events at the center. The seniors tested their knowledge in a trivia program all about Dr. King.
To me, it means that he was always for the people, not just for black and white, but for everybody. And he was, the most intriguing part to me is that he was nonviolent. He could always just turn the other cheek.
It means quite a bit to me. I'm one who lived through the era of the civil rights movement, and I've come to appreciate seeing black people progress.
The Darnell Center King Day recognition was one of dozens of events planned in the county in honor of King Day. Fulton Commissioners Rob Pitts, Liz Hausman, and Joan Garner joined City of Atlanta officials at the groundbreaking for the East Side Trail. The ADA accessible trail will connect historic 4th Ward Park directly to the 2-mile paved portion of the East Side Trail. County and city officials applaud the progress of the Beltline project.
The Gateway Trail connecting the East Side Trail and historic 4th Ward Park is another milestone and sets the tone for progress as we will see in the coming year. There's a lot of excitement here.
And we are so excited that the philanthropic community in Atlanta has decided to invest in this most important project.
The design for the trail includes landscaping, retaining walls, lighting, and green storm water infrastructure. The new trail is expected to be completed by the end of the summer. More than 100 students graduated from the police department's Gang Resistance Education and Training Program, also known as GREAT. Over the past 13 weeks, these elementary school students learned the importance of good decision making and how to avoid peer pressure and bad behavior to solve problems.
The most important thing I learned from the class is about safety, because we read about this paper that if you ever go home and the door is unlocked and you know it's not supposed to be unlocked, then you should go tell a neighbor. So I learned about safety. Unfortunately, with our crime statistics, the age is getting younger and younger of people who are arresting, and we got to get in touch with these kids now and assist to the families so they can be better citizens and make better choices.
The program is designed to help the students successfully transition into middle school. Nearly 1,000 students have graduated from the program since it was started in 2011. Now you can catch more of your commissioners at work all this week with a rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. And still to come, county health officials take part in a state campaign to shine light on diabetes. We'll tell you all about it when we come back.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Portions of the following segment are part of the Fulton County Common Ground Initiative. Common Ground, the county's comprehensive solution to the problem of health disparities in the community.
Reducing sexually transmitted diseases, including HIV, is one of the major goals of Fulton County's Communicable Diseases Prevention Division. The division has a new head, and Dr. Daniel Vander Ende is here now to talk to us a little bit about the program. Sir, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Hi, Shania. Thanks for having me.
So, Doctor, tell us about some more of these goals for this program.
Well, the Communicable Disease Program is in a prime position to make a big impact in Fulton County. You know, we have a lot of programs that are ongoing, our tuberculosis program, our STD, HIV program, we have Ryan White. And what we really are excited about doing is partnering with our community-based organizations, with the CDC, which is providing funding to us, as well as some corporate, like Merck, which has provided some grants to us, and using our county resources to really make an impact on communicable diseases.
And can you speak now about some of the communicable diseases that are impacting the county?
Well, unfortunately, we have a lot of sexually transmitted diseases in Fulton County. We are have one of the highest rates of HIV in the country. Syphilis, HIV, gonorrhea, chlamydia are some of the common communicable diseases that we see. Fortunately, we're doing a lot better in tuberculosis. We've seen cases of tuberculosis drop off in the last few years, and so we feel like that's a good thing for the county.
And what do you want residents to know about communicable diseases?
Well, communicable diseases are preventable. That should be the #1 thing. You don't have to get a communicable disease. You don't have to have syphilis, HIV, chlamydia, gonorrhea. There are preventive ways to avoid this, like using protection when you have sex, by getting educated, by not putting yourself in situations where you could get an STD. But if you do, that you know that we are here to help you, that we have our Adamsville, College Park, and Aldridge Health Centers, which you can come in any time to get treated, evaluated, to get education. And we also have people that come out to your community to educate you on how to prevent STDs.
And doctor, let me get your final thoughts.
Well, final thoughts is that we have a great body of staff here at the health center, and we are doing a lot of work and excited about the future to decrease the number of STDs, and really we need your help. We need your help as far as you as citizens to go out and educate your fellow citizens about STDs, and also to use prevention. And you can partner with us in that effort to decrease STDs across the Atlanta area.
All right, Dr. Daniel Van Der Ende, great information as always. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Well, getting in shape could get you cheap tickets to an Atlanta Hawks game this season. Starting February 1st, you can register for Cooperative Extension's initiative, Walk Georgia. It's a 12-week program where you walk or do other physical activity and track your progress online. Those who participate in Walk Georgia have a chance to get tickets to a Hawks game on March 15th for only $15.
We'll have early entry at 5 p.m., have some pre-game activities with skill challenges, shooting around. We'll be raffling off opportunities to high-five the players before the game, as well as sitting courtside to watch them practice. The tickets are $15. Everyone that buys a ticket gets a t-shirt.
To register for the program and to get more information, go to walkgeorgia.org or the Cooperative Extension Service. Now, according to Fulton health officials, diabetes is actually the most common disease in the county, but they say it can be prevented. That's the message the Diabetes Community Action Coalition of Fulton County wants residents to know. The group worked with the Georgia Diabetes Coalition during the Shine a Light on Diabetes awareness event at the state capitol. Visitors could test themselves for diabetes and get information on how to prevent it.
With exercise routine, changing your lifestyle and watching what you eat, you can actually control or prevent diabetes type 2.
It's estimated that about 115,000 Fulton County residents have diabetes. The risk of developing diabetes is much higher as people get older, especially after 45. Diabetes can lead to premature death, blindness, and amputations. For more information on prevention and how to get tested, you can call the Diabetes Community Action Coalition of Fulton County. And still to come, story time becomes one big circus at the county libraries. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. Fulton Fulton County's Parks and Recreation Department is now enrolling for one of its most popular and successful programs. Its youth track and field program has trained children who've won numerous state championships in events including the 100-meter dash and 400-meter run.
I feel it's a good program for them to be a part of because it not only gives them the exposure to the sport of track and field, but it also gives them exposure to what may become a lifelong habit as far as moving and exercise and making it a part of your daily routine.
Boys and girls ages 4 to 6 cost $35, and those up to 14 pay $55. You can register now through February 21st at Burdett Park, Sandtown Park, Welcome Park, and Cliftondale Park. And finally, there was some real clowning around at some county libraries. The Ringling Brothers Circus Clowns made appearances as a part of the Reading with Ringling Brothers campaign. About 60 children came to the Southwest Library to hear special circus story time. The clown encouraged children to dream and learn big. There were also prizes given away, and children were able to take pictures with the clown.
Well, it's good because it introduces them to the love of reading, and they can relate things, animals to reading, books to being a clown, books on acrobats. So, and it just helps create that love of reading in the library.
To see a list of the events that are taking place at your library branch, just go to the website on the screen. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to hear from you about the stories and programs right here on FGTV. Go to our website to take a survey or email or call us. The number 404-612-8317. The email address is fgtv.feedback@fultoncountyga.gov. You can also follow us on twitter.com/FGTV, friend us on Facebook, and watch us on YouTube. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis. Thank you for joining us. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.